It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Presence is never granted. It is seized, forged in the crucible of awareness and discipline. Every interaction you enter is a battlefield, and your mind and body are weapons as much as shields. Complacency, distraction, and the casual indifference of others are your enemies. They observe, they test, they probe weakness. Fail to assert your presence, and you become invisible, a ghost among the living, manipulated and overlooked. Stand firm, posture deliberate, gaze unwavering. Let your entrance be measured, your silence loaded, your attention precise. Your first weapon is clarity. Mental sovereignty commands perception. Every thought must reinforce who you are before a word is spoken. Hesitation is a vulnerability others can exploit. Decisiveness projects dominance. Leaders throughout history who drew both fear and admiration were never ordinary in posture, word, or gaze. They carried themselves like armor, visible and imposing, yet controlled. You cultivate presence by practicing this daily. Maintain composure under scrutiny, articulate without haste, and project an energy that others instinctively register as authority. Second, command through observation. Stillness is not weakness. The predator waits for the misstep. The chess player studies the board. Your mind absorbs the environment, discerning patterns of behavior, reading subtle cues of power and hesitation. Notice who dominates conversation, who falters under tension, who respects boundaries. Respond only when necessary, and let timing enhance your weight. Intervene too quickly, and you reveal insecurity. Wait, and your judgment becomes a silent instrument of influence. Third, act with tactical precision in interactions. Authority is reinforced through consistency and calm. If someone challenges your position, do not match volume with volume. A peer once disputed my directive during a meeting, attempting to redirect focus with sharp words. I held my stance, acknowledged the point briefly, then redirected attention to the agenda. My calm absorption of tension signaled control. The room aligned with composure, not chaos. Disagreement is a chance to demonstrate measured dominance rather than reactionary force. Weak, interrupt, contradict, panic. Strong, acknowledge, redirect, maintain presence. Finally, integrate body and mind into a single instrument of command. Movement, gesture, eye contact, and posture speak louder than speech. Enter a room and let your presence register before your voice. Stand as if the space itself bends subtly around your awareness. Let your silence carry weight. Command attention without coercion. Inspire compliance through alignment of internal authority and external display. Rehearse this daily, for presence is not inherited. It is forged in preparation, reflection, and controlled action. Your mantra anchors this practice. I am the throne, the storm, the gaze. Every man who commands others must first command himself. Your mind is a throne, and every thought is a subject waiting for orders. Before you speak, before you move, before you exert influence, your mental dominion must be absolute. Hesitation is a crack in your armor, an opening that others can exploit. When you waver internally, the world senses it externally. Sovereignty begins with clarity of purpose. Decide, commit, and hold your mental position as if the very kingdom of perception depends on it, because it does. Concentrate relentlessly. Every distraction, every fleeting doubt, erodes authority silently, like termites gnawing at the foundations of an empire. Focus is your first weapon. Scatter your attention, and the battlefield of life overwhelms you. Let the noise of others fade. The chatter, the competing agendas. Observe without attachment, choose without hesitation, and act with deliberate precision. A focused mind radiates control. Colleagues, competitors, and acquaintances recognize dominance instinctively. They defer to the presence of someone whose thoughts are aligned, whose internal throne is unshakable. Command through your gaze, your posture, your measured actions. The invisible crown you wear is reinforced by discipline, your daily rituals, your mastery of impulse, your preparation for every encounter. Consider the micro-example of a disagreement. In a team meeting, a peer challenged the proposed strategy, pushing for a reactive, impulsive approach. Rather than reacting emotionally, you acknowledge the point concisely, then steer the conversation back to the objective, projecting calm authority. This small act demonstrates the power of an undisturbed mind, showing others that control is silent, yet palpable. Weak, argue, flinch, over-explain. Strong, listen, redirect, maintain the throne. Internal discipline manifests outwardly. Your thoughts are the army, your focus the strategy, your mental throne the fortress. Daily reinforce sovereignty through reflection and practice. Meditate on intent, plan your responses, and rehearse composure under scrutiny. Let every decision, no matter how small, reflect the authority you wish to project. Your presence becomes an echo of your mind, disciplined, commanding, impossible to ignore. Treat every interaction as a test of your internal dominion. Victory is silent recognition, power acknowledged without a word. Your mantra anchors this practice: I am the throne, unshaken and sovereign. The first hours of your day are a battlefield. Every sunrise presents a chance to claim dominance before the world stirs. Begin with ritualized precision, the body warmed, the mind sharpened, the environment arranged as if preparing for war. Discipline in these moments is armor against chaos. Unbroken routines anchor your focus, ensuring that every action flows from sovereignty rather than reaction. Those who falter in the morning surrender control before the day has even begun. Those who rise with intent seize advantage unseen, their presence felt long before words are spoken. First mover advantage dictates perception. Arrive early, act decisively, set the pace. Others unconsciously calibrate to your tempo. Your initial control shapes interactions before challenges even materialize. Let the day dictate you, and it will consume your energy, scatter your focus, and erode influence. Command the opening moves of your environment. Check the details, organize priorities, prepare contingencies. When colleagues enter the space, they perceive composure and readiness, a silent authority that communicates more than declarations ever could. Weak, react, apologize, justify. Strong, position, execute, observe. Silent domination is a weapon underestimated by the loud and reckless. Speak with intention, move with deliberation, project presence through the consistency of action rather than volume. Control the room before attention is drawn to you. Your influence is most potent when it is recognized subtly. The absence of visible struggle signals confidence. Calm authority generates respect and, in many cases, fear. Micro-adjustments, straightened posture, measured measures, controlled breathing become instruments of power that are sensed long before spoken. Embed these practices daily. Rise early. Perform rituals that sharpen cognition and physical readiness. Establish priorities with clarity and approach each interaction as an extension of your sovereignty. Let the first light of day be your ally, a strategic terrain where dominance is quietly established and maintained. Victory is cumulative, the sum of disciplined mornings, thoughtful actions, and silent presence. Your mantra consolidates this power. I conquer the dawn, I command the day. Stillness is the deadliest weapon in the arsenal of presence. Every pause signals control, every measured breath projects authority. When you withhold immediate reaction, you create tension that forces others to reveal themselves. Silence transforms the environment into your domain, compelling attention without a word. The predator does not rush. It observes, measures, and strikes only when the opportunity is precise. Let your movements be deliberate, your gestures controlled, your eyes discerning. In stillness, the mind calculates, the body waits, and influence spreads silently, unseen but unmistakable. Those around you sense restraint as strength. Uncertainty is your ally, and hesitation in others becomes leverage. Observation over action sharpens judgment. Watch before you move, analyze before you engage, and understand before you react. The silent strategist recognizes patterns invisible to the impulsive. Weak, speak first, act first, react first. Strong, observe first, measure first, strike precisely. Timing is your weapon. Patience is the unseen blade. In meetings, conversations, or negotiations, let others exhaust themselves with words while you remain unmoved, your presence dominating without effort. A single calm response can neutralize agitation or disagreement, asserting authority without confrontation. Presence in absence reinforces perception. Controlled posture, deliberate gestures, and purposeful eye contact communicate dominance more effectively than constant verbal assertion. Stand unmoved when chaos erupts, sit composed when pressure mounts, and let your confidence be contagious. Your energy radiates without words, creating a psychological foothold that cannot be taken but must be conceded. Micro-adjustments in stance and expression act as signals. You are alert, prepared, unshakable. Even a silent nod can command more than an extended argument. Embed stillness into daily practice. Begin with intentional pauses in thought, speech, and movement. Train yourself to observe first, calculate second, and act only when conditions are advantageous. Let silence be your signal, observe your strategy, and presence your shield. Master the art of controlled restraint, and you will wield influence without force. Your mantra consolidates this power. I move without haste. I command without words. Authority is weakened by hesitation and clutter. Every indecision is a crack in your armor. Begin with a mental purge. Identify beliefs that dilute confidence, habits that sap energy, and thought patterns that invite compromise. Discard what undermines your judgment and reinforces fear or doubt. Mental clarity sharpens perception, speeds decision-making, and broadcasts competence without explanation. Weak, tolerate internal conflict. Strong, confront and eliminate it. Focused minds attract respect. Scattered ones invite exploitation. Train your mind as a general trains soldiers, relentlessly, methodically, without sentimentality. Each morning, review priorities, challenge assumptions, and sever the cognitive noise that blunts your edge. Relational culling enforces presence externally. Surround yourself with allies who uphold standards, who mirror discipline and self-respect. Tolerating weakness in others dilutes influence and encourages compromise. Like a king who surrounds himself with capable generals, choose collaborators, friends, and confidants who elevate your authority. When confronted with dissent or passive resistance, respond with calm firmness, redirecting focus or distancing yourself without unnecessary confrontation. Presence is not demonstrated through loud arguments, but through consistent alignment with competence. Weak, maintain every connection out of obligation. Strong, release those who compromise your power. This deliberate culling signals that authority demands respect and loyalty, not mere proximity. Strategic severance enforces clarity through action. Inaction is surrender. decisive removal signals control. Do not hesitate to disengage from unproductive engagements, toxic patterns, or relationships that erode influence. Measure risk, act swiftly, and communicate resolution subtly. Let absence itself broadcast dominance. A single decisive choice can prevent small disruptions from becoming systemic threats. Maintain the discipline to remove distractions without remorse, observing how the environment reorganizes itself around your presence. Let this principle extend to habits, commitments, and mental space. Clarity is achieved not by addition but by deliberate subtraction. Integrate this ruthless elimination into daily practice. Purge mentally, cull relationally, sever strategically. Each step reinforces authority and signals unyielding control. Presence grows not through accumulation, but through selective removal. The throne is held by those who command attention, not by those encumbered by unnecessary ties. Your mantra crystallizes this sovereignty. I remove all that weakens me. Command is a mask worn as armor. It signals untouchable authority before a word is spoken. Your expression is your first weapon. Train neutrality into every facial movement. A controlled gaze, a steady jaw, a calm demeanor conceals intentions and prevents others from predicting your next move. Ambiguity breeds respect. Uncertainty makes others cautious. Weak react visibly to provocation. Strong maintain composure and let the world speculate. Each micro-expression is a signal. Ensure none betray hesitation or doubt. Observe yourself in mirrors, record interactions, refine until expression communicates dominance without uttering a single command. Vocal authority extends your presence beyond sight. Cadence, volume, and pace are instruments of control. Avoid monotone that bores and frantic tones that reveal weakness. Speak with measured power, allowing pauses to punctuate your statements and demand attention. Like a general issuing orders, your voice must carry certainty and decisiveness. Adjust intensity to context, firm in confrontation, calm in negotiation. Weak, raise volume to force respect. Strong, let tone alone command focus. Master vocal restraint. Even a single well-timed sentence can redirect discussion, settle dispute, or assert supremacy. Visual presence completes the mask. Posture, attire, and movement are silent enforcers of authority. Stand as a tower, shoulders squared, movements deliberate. Clothing signals status, discipline, and readiness. Neglect undermines perception. Move with precision. Never haste. Let your presence dominate the room before engagement. In a meeting where a colleague challenges your plan, respond with unwavering posture, measured tone, and calm articulation. Let presence enforce respect, while words reinforce decisions. Each action communicates confidence and cultivates a sense of inevitability. Integrate expression, voice, and visual cues as inseparable elements of your mask of command. The throne is not earned through words alone, but through the mastery of appearance, tone, and movement. Every interaction, every encounter reinforces this silent authority. Command is not spoken, it is projected, enforced, and internalized. Your mantra anchors this presence. I command without speaking. Strategic dominance begins within. Treat your mind as an assassin plans a hunt. Anticipate, calculate, and act before threats materialize. Preemptive strategy ensures that you strike while others are still assembling their forces. Study patterns, identify weaknesses, and move silently to seize advantage. Every potential obstacle is a battlefield, every decision a strike. Weak, react after the challenge appears. Strong, anticipate and neutralize before it gains momentum. Position yourself where others see only calm composure while your mind orchestrates outcomes unseen. Detachment is your armor. Emotional attachment clouds judgment, invites manipulation, and slows decision-making. Observe without entanglement, weigh consequences without bias, and let logic dictate action. Like a predator assessing prey, calculate without distraction, let neither pride nor fear sway judgment. Weak, allow relationships to compromise strategy. Strong, remain emotionally neutral, and your clarity becomes an unassailable weapon. In a negotiation where a peer attempts to provoke an emotional response, maintain measured expression, deliberate tone, and unwavering focus, guiding the exchange without revealing reaction. Influence is most potent when invisible. The world must often remain unaware of the hand directing events. Subtle gestures, carefully timed words, and decisive but unseen moves enforce control without confrontation. Execute plans that unfold with precision, leaving observers to credit circumstance rather than foresight. Weak, broadcast every maneuver. Strong, act silently. Let outcomes speak for your authority. Every interaction, every maneuver extends your reach without overt display, turning subtlety into supremacy. Integrate preemptive action, detachment, and invisible execution into a singular mindset. Your inner assassin does not rush. It observes, calculates, and strikes with unerring timing. Dominate the mental battlefield first, and the physical realm becomes secondary. Your command is silent, unseen, yet absolute. Let this discipline cement your presence in every encounter, transforming anticipation into mastery and foresight into control. Your mantra anchors this lethal precision. I strike before seen. Hunger defines the predator. Ambition is the fire that drives you forward, the unseen force shaping presence before action begins. Let your inner wolf sharpen its senses daily, attuning to opportunity and threat alike. A predator's energy is unmistakable. It radiates without words, drawing attention and respect. Weak, drift without purpose. Strong, cultivate relentless drive that compels the environment to respond to your presence. Every goal, every step taken with intent, amplifies the aura of dominance others instinctively acknowledge. Channel aggression with precision. Unrestrained force invites chaos. Controlled intensity commands fear. Transform frustration, rivalry, and competition into deliberate action. Let tension be your instrument, not your liability. When confronted with dissent or resistance, respond with measured authority, demonstrating power without losing composure. Weak, lash out, reveal weakness. Strong, act decisively, letting results speak while others question your restraint. Aggression is not spectacle, it is strategy, harnessed to achieve purpose efficiently. Resilience fuels sustained supremacy. Setbacks are never defeated. They are claws sharpened against adversity. Training the mind and body like a predator conditions itself for survival, developing strength through repetition, reflection, and controlled challenge. Cultivate rituals that reinforce mental toughness, early hours for clarity, focused practice to perfect a skill, deliberate reflection on missteps to extract advantage. Weak, retreat at the first obstacle. Strong, convert each challenge into momentum, each failure into experience that fortifies presence. Your inner wolf does not tire. It adapts, persists, and returns stronger. Merge ambition, aggression, and resilience into a unified force. Your presence becomes inevitable. Your energy shapes outcomes before confrontation arises. Let every movement, every expression, every decision reinforce the message you are both unrelenting and deliberate. Presence is the shadow of preparation, the echo of silent mastery, and the projection of inner fire. Anchor this energy in a simple, commanding mantra that echoes through thought and action. Feed the wolf within. Life is a chessboard, and every interaction is a move in a game others do not yet see. You must position yourself with intention, aligning people, places, and timing to amplify presence and influence. Stand where advantage meets opportunity. Let your energy ripple through the environment, signaling authority without force. Weak, react to chaos. Strong, orchestrate the board so that your presence is inevitable. Measure the terrain, note alliances, and anticipate responses before engaging. Sacrifice strategically to secure dominance. Small concessions are tools, not weaknesses. Grant what is inconsequential to gain leverage where it matters most. Let others believe they have won a minor battle while you claim the decisive territory. When a colleague disputes your idea, yield ground on a minor point but retain the core initiative, guiding outcomes subtly yet unmistakably. Weak, resist all compromise, provoke conflict. Strong, trade little for lasting advantage, reinforcing authority with precision. Learn to read opponents like a grandmaster deciphers chess patterns. Observe behavior, detect tendencies, and anticipate moves before they materialize. Humans often repeat errors, recognize these patterns, and act with foresight. In conversation, note hesitations and predict next statements. Use these insights to navigate outcomes without overt confrontation. Align your actions with both immediate objectives and long-term vision, exploiting predictable weaknesses with calm execution. Combine positional advantage, strategic sacrifice, and opponent analysis into a cohesive method. Each decision becomes a deliberate maneuver, your presence a force shaping the environment before words or actions are necessary. Treat interactions as the game they are, with clarity, patience, and authority. Influence is earned by foresight, control, and the subtle orchestration of moves others fail to perceive. Anchor this strategy with a commanding, concise mantra: I move, the board bends. Discipline is the backbone of power. Presence without resolve is a shadow. Each day, you forge your iron will, like a blacksmith tempers steel, shaping body and mind into weapons that command attention and respect. Physical conditioning is your first front. Strength, posture, and endurance radiate authority subconsciously. Walk with deliberate steps, speak with measured tones, and train your body to endure strain without faltering. Weak, slouch, hesitate, appear pliable. Strong, occupy space with force. Let your form declare sovereignty before a word is spoken. Mental hardening is the unseen battleground. Meditation, focused reflection, or deliberate mental exercises sharpen your mind as a sword is sharpened on stone. Daily engagement with your thoughts trains you to observe, redirect, and dominate internal chaos. When emotions rise or stress attacks, respond with calm precision rather than reactive turmoil. Weak, let fleeting impulses dictate action. Strong, master attention, cultivate clarity, and maintain unshakable calm that signals to all you are unmoved by disorder. Routine mastery transforms habit into a weapon. Repetition ingrains resilience and signals to the world that unpredictability cannot unsettle you. Your schedule becomes a fortress. Early rising, strategic workouts, consistent reflection, and deliberate skill building create a rhythm others unconsciously respect. Handle minor disagreements with composure. Allow opposition to voice concerns, while your calm presence reframes the exchange. Weak, argue impulsively, yield to tension. Strong, absorb challenge, respond with poise, and redirect outcomes without overt conflict. Integrate body, mind, and habit into a singular ritual of dominance. Daily enforce physical power, sharpen mental acuity, and structure time as an extension of authority. The world observes your consistency and instinctively defers to your unbreakable presence. Anchor this mastery with a concise mantra: I am steel, unshaken, sovereign. Power is silent. The unassailable move is unseen until executed. You operate like a predator on the chessboard of life, every motion deliberate, every presence measured. Invisibility of intent ensures others cannot anticipate your strategies. Appear effortless in action. Conceal calculation beneath calm composure. Weak, reveal your plans, telegraph your next step. Strong, let outcomes speak while your methods remain hidden, allowing influence to ripple unnoticed. Every gesture, every word, every pause is an instrument of subtle authority. Psychological sovereignty fuses mind, body, and reputation into an indomitable force. Train your intellect daily, sharpen focus, and anticipate behavioral patterns in others. Align posture, tone, and expression with your inner resolve. Presence becomes instinctive authority. Weak, reactive thought, inconsistent signals, and visible uncertainty invite exploitation. Strong consistency commands respect, merges fear and admiration, and signals unshakable control. When disagreement arises, respond with calm clarity, acknowledge perspectives, then redirect conversation decisively, ensuring the narrative aligns with your presence without overt coercion. Commanding aura is the final manifestation of untouchability. Cultivate rituals, physical conditioning, and habitual mastery so deeply that your authority is innate. The world responds to your presence as if an invisible crown rests upon your head. Weak, authority dependent on permission or external validation. Strong, presence itself dictates obedience, influence, and deference. Practice restraint in every action. Let silence, posture, and precision communicate dominance. Observe interactions as a general surveys a battlefield, stepping only when strategic advantage is secured. Integrate these elements into a daily regimen. Conceal intent, align mind and body, and maintain an aura that enforces respect without words. Allow others to underestimate or misread you, and let your controlled presence determine the flow of events. Your influence becomes natural, unavoidable, and respected in all circles. Solidify this transformation with a succinct mantra: I am unseen, unshakable, sovereign. Control is born not of force, but of mastery over self. You move through the world as a sovereign on a chessboard, every step deliberate, every silence calculated. Integration of all tools transforms your presence into an unassailable fortress, mind sharpened, rituals ingrained, stillness perfected, strategy woven into every action. Your habits, posture, and attention become weapons, silently communicating authority. Weak, inconsistent routines and reactive behavior invite intrusion. Strong, deliberate mastery signals an empire of inner command, unshakable and recognized without utterance. Every ritual reinforces power, every choice, thought, and movement consolidates dominion. Ultimate psychological leverage emerges when others perceive authority before you act. Their anticipation of your moves, their instinctive respect, coexists with a subtle wariness. Weak, over-explanation, visible tension, or dependence on approval diminishes presence. Strong, cultivate controlled unpredictability. Let your mental and physical alignment radiate an aura that inspires admiration while invoking restraint. When a subordinate challenges your direction, respond with measured acknowledgement, then redirect decisively, ensuring clarity without conflict, reinforcing that your authority is inherent and not conferred. Sovereignty manifests in every gesture, thought, and silence. Stand as if crowned by presence alone, commanding respect without pronouncement. Physical conditioning, posture, and even breathing patterns signal calm, unyielding power. Weak posture, and behavior betray insecurity. Strong, controlled poise communicates readiness and dominance. Maintain situational awareness as a general surveys the battlefield. Anticipate reactions, adjust your position, and conserve energy for decisive influence. Your presence bends the environment, subtly shaping outcomes without overt engagement. Actions ripple with precision. Words, when used, carry measured weight. Integrate mind, ritual, stillness, and strategy into a coherent daily discipline. Let each element reinforce the others, forming a network of invisible strength. Your reputation becomes a reflection of internal sovereignty. Others sense your command, fear your presence, and admire the discipline that shapes it. Weak, scattered practices and reactive adjustments leave influence fragile. Strong, seamless integration projects unassailable authority, an aura that persuades without debate and controls without confrontation. Observe, anticipate, and act with inevitability, ensuring that every interaction, every decision, and every silence consolidates your apex of silent dominion. Your ultimate mantra, succinct and immutable, consolidates this apex. I move unseen, I reign unchallenged. Presence is not granted. It is forged in the crucible of disciplined action and relentless observation. Each day, practice your rituals with the precision of a general inspecting his troops. Stand deliberately, move deliberately, and let your silence speak louder than words. Observe reactions, note tensions, and refine gestures until every motion projects authority. Weak, reactive, inconsistent, or hesitant behavior invites intrusion. Strong, calculated, measured, and unwavering execution signals unassailable sovereignty. Daily enforcement is the backbone of psychological dominion. Integrate posture, voice, and timing into an unbroken chain of influence. Arrive early, speak with purpose, and act with certainty. Hesitation is a battlefield conceded. In moments of disagreement, acknowledge others calmly, then redirect decisively, demonstrating control without raising conflict. Each interaction is a test. Respond with composure, not reaction. Let your presence be the standard by which others measure their own poise and restraint. The throne metaphor guides every action. You are the seat of decision, the center of energy, the pivot around which attention and respect rotate. Your environment bends subtly to your command. People anticipate your moves and defer instinctively. Weak, yielding influence, seeking validation or over-explaining erodes authority. Strong, your posture, gaze, and measured speech declare leadership before a word is spoken. Strategic stillness conveys readiness and power. Actions ripple outward, shaping perception and eliciting obedience through presence alone. Legacy of influence grows from consistency and visibility. Those who command presence inspire fear and admiration simultaneously, leaving a mark that outlasts any single encounter. Your reputation precedes you, ensuring that hesitation or weakness is never assumed. Daily practice, careful observation, and deliberate refinement create a persona that endures. Treat every gesture as reinforcement, every decision as a declaration, and every silence as a tool. Let others recognize that your authority is inherent, not granted, that your dominion is earned through discipline, not demanded through force. Internalize this pattern. Align body, mind, and environment. Forge rituals that strengthen calm, sharpen focus, and radiate dominance. Build a presence that bends situations and commands attention without uttering threats or demands. Your influence is a crown worn invisibly, felt, respected, and feared. Each day of enforcement cements your sovereignty, preparing you to leave a lasting legacy of authority. Stand unwavering, act deliberate, and let your aura carry power beyond words. I am the throne, the storm, the shadow. I endure, I dominate, I am untouchable.